Mo Salah has become an absolute crucial player for Liverpool and one of the most well-known Arab players, but his journey was not all that easy. Starting out in Egypt as a left back, later being pushed forward to the wing and scoring goal after goal after goal, being the talisman for the Egyptian side and later being noticed by Basel, where he would go on to show his true quality, winning them trophies, beating important teams in the Europa League and also becoming Player of the Year in the Swiss League. After his amazing achievements at Basel, he kept on going season after season, scoring important goals for them and later being noticed by Chelsea. This is where a lot of people will know about Salah's career, especially at Chelsea, not being given the chances by Jose Mourinho, who did have an absolutely stacked squad at the time. Probably made the right decision at the time, but Salah would never give up. He would go out on loan to Fiorentina initially for 6 months, reigniting his career, showing his skills and quality, scoring 9 goals in a period of 6 months. Then, later being loaned out for a year to Roma. This is where Fiorentina weren't very happy because they wanted to keep Salah, but Roma came knocking and Salah chose there. He would then go on to be Roma's talisman, wearing number 11, providing brilliant goals and helping them out in the league. He was once again a star, and this is where he was noticed by the club from Liverpool. So Mo Salah's past is another story of consistency, hard work and persistence, because like a lot of these players and other sportsmen, we had Usyk and Fury, they keep on going and they work hard and maintain that consistency and patience, starting off at Egypt, left back, then being moved on to the wing, and how his career progressed, especially at the start, getting noticed by Basel, and then the challenge of being the main man and trying to prove yourself. It's like, it's a job, innit, basically. You move job to job, you've got to prove yourself, and the money they've paid is worth it. He did that at Basel. He did it consistently year after year in the Europa League, later in the Champions League as well, playing against these big teams, especially Spurs, scoring goals and being their main man, essentially scoring against Chelsea, who he would later then go to, and that is obviously where his career did hit a bit of a roadblock. But as they say, it's not all a straight line, it's not all one easy road, it's all bumpy. But Salah did then hit a roadblock at Chelsea, where Jose Mourinho was in a title race and ultimately was not happy with how he was performing. De Bruyne was also there. You know the story. They did have a stacked team at that time, and ultimately Salah just couldn't get the game time. So he moved out on loan to Fiorentina and got himself back, playing well, scoring goals, then moving to Roma, where he would really come back and get noticed again for Liverpool. I think that story, just in general, shows that type of person he is, of sticking with it and keeping going, no matter, even if he did have bad situations. A lot of football players would have been like, fuck, I'm washed, I'm not going to continue, or I'm not going to push myself further. But he knew he had to move, especially at Chelsea. Making that decision to get a loan was crucial for him. And now you look at what he's done afterwards, it's just insane. But that backstory, especially for an Arab player, you don't really see many from even the continent of Africa go and succeed as much as him. You've got the likes of Sadio Mane, and there is many, many more out there now. But in terms of like English football, it is very much a harder place to make it in African countries, and Mo Salah's done that. And he's an inspiration for many, many people, and obviously a humble guy where a lot of people, I think, do resonate with him well, hardworking, and doesn't really make a fuss, facing multiple challenges and hitting them head on, pivoting when he needed to, and ultimately getting him to one place and one place only, and that was Liverpool FC. Mo Salah's story at Liverpool is one for the ages. The consistency and relentless hard work he has shown throughout his football career and throughout his time at Liverpool, breaking the goal record initially, scoring over 20 plus goals every season he has been at that club, leading them to multiple titles and ultimately becoming the main man. The fans love him. He is their Egyptian king, and what he has done to transform Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp and now under Arne Slot is truly one for the history books. He could be potentially one of the greatest players there has ever been in the Premier League. And now we come to Mohamed Salah at Liverpool. The man has been the talisman. As stated, he has done it consistently, scoring goal after goal, assist after assist. Liverpool look for one man, and one man in particular, and that is the Egyptian king. Out of their great squad and how they've been playing recently, just through Forest, and he hasn't been the main man there. But that's besides the point. I'm saying overall, 5-6 years he's been there, scoring the goals that he has scored in important matches, winning them trophies, winning them silverware for the first time in a very long time. He was part of Klopp's project initially, or came in a year, 2 years later, and saves Liverpool time and time again. Sometimes, when they're looking for a bit of magic, you're looking on the pitch and you've got ballers, but Mo Salah, his consistency, to not even be put in the top 30 Ballon d'Or as well is a different argument, but that is ridiculous. He's comfortably one of the best players in the world at the moment. And for Liverpool, that first season, the goal he scored against Man City where he lobs at Ederson, breaking the Premier League goal-scoring record for a 38-game season, then bringing them to a title and being the main man, essentially. If you look at, this is a totally wild rogue shout, but in FPL, you're putting Salah in your team, and even when he drops off in consistency, he'll provide assists, and ultimately, he's one of them where you have to almost leave him on for 90 minutes because even when he does have a bad game, he can come and score a crucial goal. Under both Klopp and Slot, he has shone. They have put their trust in him and it's been repaid. Unfortunately, the club seem to not be repaying that, but as I've said, Liverpool fans laud him as one of their best ever players. I don't know if he'll ever be seen as better than Steven Gerrard, but in this current squad and for the last 5-6 years, Mo Salah has been consistently one of the best in the Premier League, and let alone being one of Liverpool's best ever players, he is one of the best ever players in the Premier League. The journey that he had and getting to Liverpool and showing his true quality, Klopp deserves a lot of credit for that, for getting the best out of him. But then the way when Liverpool, were in a top 4 race after being in a title race, he stayed with them, helped them, and can do magical things. This is where, and there's the one debate of where he gets compared to Hazard. Hazard, aesthetically, visually, yes, he's a better dribbler than Salah. Salah has improved his dribbling a lot more, but you cannot argue with consistency. That's what makes the footballers the best. Ronaldo, Messi, world class for so long, and arguably Messi, was more aesthetically pleasing than Ronaldo at times, and that's how Messi, combined with consistency, is there. But Salah, it's not like he's got 2 left feet or 2 right feet because he's left-footed. He can comfortably mug off defenders, and I think he surpassed Hazard now. He deserves to be compared to the likes of Thierry Henry. He's an absolute archer in front of goal. He loves his new little celebration. And now Liverpool have a situation where they need to confirm and secure his future. And now what next for Mo Salah? His contract situation lies in the balance. Him, Virgil van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Liverpool's key players. But if you look at one of them, you will think Salah is the one they can't let go. And from his recent interviews, it seems like he is struggling to stay. Whether that is Liverpool's fault or whether that's Salah's side of the argument, he deserves to choose where he wants to go next. Will he stay at Liverpool, or will he go elsewhere in Europe and explore other opportunities? This man has done everything for Liverpool, and if he was to leave and deliver them a title, especially in the Premier League, I'm sure they'd be very thankful. But he's their king. He is, at the moment, the best player in the world, and I'm sure Liverpool would want to keep him. But ultimately, it is his decision, and there is only one King Mo. And now we do have to talk about his future. What is going to happen with Mo Salah and his contract at Liverpool running out in approximately 4 months, 3 months? It is ropey, and Liverpool have got a big contract situation on their hands. You'd be wanting to keep him, Mo Salah, though. What he has done for the club and how he is performing at the moment he can consistently perform like that for at least the next 2 years. I wouldn't give him like a massive contract situation, but the choice is in his hands. Does he want to sign on to Liverpool for another 2 years? He'll be demanding a fee which he is 100% deserving of. I don't know the numbers, but I think, is it De Bruyne who's paid the most? He'll be wanting something like 300k, 400k a week, whatever it is. But to be honest, you have to look at Liverpool and think, who could we get in who's on the level of Mo Salah? How much are we going to have to pay to get a player like that? And then after that, will they perform? Realistically, you don't want to take that risk. You'll pay that little bit extra in his contract to get a man you know he's proven. He's almost a talisman of the team. And it could cause slot problems next season, especially, and Liverpool's problems. But if he delivers a Premier League trophy this season and possibly another trophy, he'll be like, my job's done. I performed for this team. I'm off to wherever it may be. I hope it's not Saudi Arabia, but who knows? Nowadays, anything can happen and you can travel across the world. He ultimately does deserve to choose where he wants to go. He's been a fantastic servant for Liverpool. It would be a shame if he left because he leaves the Premier League. I wouldn't expect him to go to any other club. You'll have to wait and see. I think, personally, Mo Salah will he stay? I think he probably will, because as long as Liverpool give him money, he'll be demanding a fee. He'll want to continue with this club, and he could really then be maybe a captain at some sort of sense in the future and really drive this Liverpool team into that next phase, into that next generation, because they're at a turning point right now where there is a few older players, but they're still performing at their best. And it's very similar to Man United, how they've had many teams over the years that performed well. Alex Ferguson did it perfectly. Liverpool are going to try and almost emulate that. He could be one of those, like a Gary Neville of sorts, as he gets older. He just sticks to his position, he performs well, but gives that knowledge to the younger players and potentially drive them to more trophies. But who knows? It's Salah's decision, and at the end of the day, he can do what he bloody well wants, because he is, at the moment, the best player in the world.